Hi y'all. Welcome to week 13 of the course. I'll keep this really short since we've had both weeks of the course sort of opened up since last week. I don't know how many of you may have noticed that, but I wanted to give you all an opportunity since the Thanksgiving holidays coming up here at the end of this week. So I wanted you to have a chance to look at the assignment that's going to be due. Basically, you're going to be finishing reading Louise Erdrich's Love Medicine. Sorry if there's some if there's some noise in the background. I got a couple of puppies in there. They've decided to just kind of go nuts this morning, so I kept waiting on them to settle down, but I don't think they're going to. Uh, they may come, streaming by. I'll try to keep the camera held up here as best I can. But you need to finish reading Erdrich's Love Medicine. I hope you enjoy reading the book. I always enjoy teaching it. You'll also have a secondary article that's due this week on Mike Wilson's. I believe it's called Muted Traditions. Yeah, basically Muted Traditions in Love Medicine. You'll notice there's a reason I assigned Mike's work. I think he's first. I'll be honest with you. I worked with Mike for a number of years at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. When I was an undergraduate student, I studied with Mike. Basically, a lot of what I understand about Native American literature began with Mike, and I still keep in contact with him to this day. And I just always find his writing to be clear, succinct, to the point, and I think it's, he and I have talked about this on a number of occasions. I just think that sometimes in literary criticism, we overwrite our articles. And so I've always appreciated this sort of clear and concise writing that Mike presents. So use his work as a model when you're writing your response paper for this week. Essentially, what Mike does in that article is basically what I'm asking you to do in your response paper. So be sure to read that article first. You're going to need to take one quote from it. You'll also need to take a couple quotes from the text. I just think that this book, Love Medicine, I think Erdrich really works with a duality of characters. She sort of sets characters up in what one might perceive as an opposition. And she even sets space up in what one might perceive as an opposition, such as home and homelands, the city versus the reservation center. And she wants to sort of bring those oppositions together and show, I think, as much about their similarities as she does about their oppositions. So you'll be asked to sort of look at a couple of characters and to develop a metaphor that you think in some ways is either explicit or implied in the novel that sort of brings those two characters together. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to give me a text. I know some of you, I've noticed some of you who've had some difficulty turning in your assignments have begun to turn them in. Keep pushing hard all the way to the finish line. And that goes for the rest of us as well. Let's keep in mind that we've got about 3 or 4 weeks left in the class here, including the final exam time. So let's make sure that we stay on track and finish up the course strong. As always, I enjoy reading your work. I wish at times that I could drop into discussion sessions more often, but I think that the core group of people who are working those discussion within the discussion sections, I think you're doing a fabulous job of developing threads and lines of thought. So just keep up that good work. Again, send me an email or a text if you have any questions. I'm always here to help. Enjoy your break. Travel safe if you're traveling, and enjoy your family and friends or whoever it is that you may be, loved ones, whoever it is that you may be spending time with. And tell a couple of stories while you're sitting around the table. It's always fun to do. All right. Okay. We'll talk to you next week. Okay. Yep. Sure.